Hi everybody, this is Cheryl. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to make a really pretty fall holiday towel. But before I get started, I want you to know I have lots and lots of videos and applique patterns on how to decorate your kitchen towels. So at the end of this video, I will give you links to connect to all of these fun videos. So let's get started on that fall holiday towel. You will need the following supplies to make this decorative towel. You'll need one kitchen towel, any color of your choice. You'll need 1/8 of an inch of fabric for the ruffle. And also for your applique piece, you'll need anywhere from 1/8 of a yard wide to 1/4 of a yard wide, depending on how big your applique pattern is. For the applique, you will also need Pellon Light Easy Steam Seam 2, or just Steam 2, lightweight, two-sided fusible pressure sensitive web. And then also for the applique piece, you will need either tearaway stabilizer, which you can purchase in a fabric or craft store. Also, you can either use this thin paper, which you can buy in the paint department at a hardware store. It comes on rolls and it's used by painters to mask off areas so the paint doesn't fall on it. So let's get started making this towel. Now, here's a few suggestions on the type of fabrics to select. You want to look at fabrics with large prints on it. Go to the novelty section and look for this. Now, if you're going to make this a fall harvest kitchen towel, then of course go to where in the section where they sell that fabric. Here's large autumn leaves are also a good suggestion. Turkeys. Okay, and this was one of my favorite. I've had this fabric for several years now and I use a little bit of it up every year, but there's all kinds of appliques on here. Pumpkins, acorns, corn, apples, sunflowers, and other leaves. So this is also an excellent choice for it. Now, to make your ruffle, leave your fabric folded in half with selvage edges together. So from the selvage edge on down, you're going to cut a strip 3 inches wide. Then cut the ends off, the selvage ends. Then take your strip and at your ironing board, fold the edges over 1/4 inch and press all the way down to the other end. Fold it again and press all the way down to the other end, and do that on both sides of the strip. Then stitch like I have here, real close to that edge on both sides. Then at each end of the strip, fold it over and press with your iron, fold it over again and press, and then stitch real close to the edge right there, and again do it at both ends of the fabric. Now we're going to do the ruffling part. Now I use a gathering presser foot to do my ruffles. It's really fast and it's real easy. So if you don't have one of these, you can purchase them on the internet, and just make sure you purchase a ruffle foot that goes with your particular model of sewing machine. Now, if you don't have access to getting a ruffle foot, then take a needle and thread, put a knot at the end of your thread, and using a single strand of thread matching your fabric, go in and out all the way down the center of your strip. And when you get to the end, you just merely pull on it and begin to gather the fabric up. So pull on the thread, push against the fabric to gather it up. If you have the ruffle foot, use that, and again you're going to stitch right down the center. Now if you have a ruffle foot and you don't know how to use it, click on the link in the upper right hand corner and it will take you to a video to show you how to use your ruffle foot. The last step for the ruffle is to take it and place one end down here on the edge of your towel and place a pin there to hold. Now, one of the things that I like to do with this ruffle is, because ruffles are very twisty when you're making them, they really curl up, I just hold each side down as I feed it in through underneath the presser foot. Now line this edge of the ruffle with the lower edge of your towel and just stitch right down the center. Now if you find when you get down here to this end here and you have too much ruffle, now for an average kitchen towel this one strip is more than enough, but if you find you have too much left over, go ahead and cut some of it off, but make sure you have enough to fold those edges over at each end twice. Now here's my ruffle edge. It's not difficult to do at all. Now we're going to move on to the step to do your applique. So take your fabric and cut whatever object it is that you want to have on your towel. Now you can cut any shape you want around this. Now for this turkey, I just did a round one. It was easy. Now you could do a flower petal design around it. You can cut an oval, a square, a diamond, or just something very abstract. Any shape you want. Then take a piece of your fusible web, and I just cut out kind of a round piece, and you don't need to worry about what paper you tear off at this point because we're not going to draw anything on this grid line side. You would not remove the blue stuff if you were drawing something on it, but we're not drawing. So I'm going to take the back off. Take my fabric and just center it on there and just finger press it all the way around. And then using a small pair of scissors, go ahead and cut on your drawn lines all the way around. Now you're going to put the applique on your towel. So you're going to flip the applique over, and you've still got that blue grid line paper on the back, and you're going to remove that. Now if you have a hard time getting it to come off, then take a straight pin and just score it like that to tear the paper, and then it will come up. You just bend it and the edges will pop up. So now remove this from the back. Okay, there we go. Now take your applique and you're going to center it across the width there, and maybe about an inch from where the ruffle is, and set it down. Now if you don't like where you placed it and you want to lift it up and move it, you still can. So go ahead and lift it up and replace it. Then once you've got it where you like it, finger press it all the way around. Real good. Now you're going to go to your ironing board and permanently fuse it on. So take a damp cloth and place it over the top. And I usually keep a spray bottle by my iron, and I just spray it down till it's damp. Then take your iron, set it to cotton, and give it a burst of steam, and then hold it down for 10 to 15 seconds. And if you need to move your iron around to get all areas, then all you do is hold it in one spot for that 10 to 15 seconds, lift, press it down, and hold it again for 10 to 15 seconds. Now, after you've permanently fused it on, lift up your towel and place either your tearaway stabilizer or your paper underneath the applique, and make sure you have it all the way underneath so you're covering all edges. Then you're going to need to go to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch around these edges. Now I'm going to use a medium satin stitch around the edges here, and you'll see what that looks like in a moment. But it's easier to do your applique stitches if you have an applique foot open toe foot is what it's called. And the reason why is you can see exactly where you're stitching because this is open in there. That's why I like these. If you don't have one, you can purchase them on the internet. Just make sure that it works with your sewing machine. Now, if you do not have any decorative stitches on your machine, you can do a zigzag stitch around the edges. You might have to go around it a couple of times to get it to cover because you don't want these edges to come apart during use of the towel or during washing. Also, if you've never done applique stitches, practice on some scrap fabric. Well, it's all done and I just loved how it turned out. Now here's another version that I did, and I thought this one turned out just really, really cute. Here are some other ideas for decorating your towels. Ribbons with fabric on the border. Also, a little scalloped edge down here at the border with an applique there. Prairie points on the border. Here's a very popular kitchen towel. A loop with a circle up here, couple of buttons, and there's rickrack used with fabric there on the border. Applique patterns, a Christmas tree, sunbonnet Sue, overall bill, leaf patterns, flowers, hearts, a butterfly, and even a shamrock. So at the end of this video, click on the playlist that will be there on your screen. Now, if you like this video, click on the old thumbs up. Also, click on share to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then click on that red subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Enter your email address and don't forget to click on the little bell so that you receive future email notifications about my latest videos. I'm Cheryl. See you next time. Bye for now and happy sewing.